Buying new furniture can be an investment, so you want to make sure that you make the right choice. We are at Margie's Chair and Chair Alike with Margie Hargrove. You're an expert on finding the right pieces for people's homes. So tell me, if you're thinking about buying something new, where do you start?
Obviously, you're going to start with the sofa. This is where most people like to lounge. And you're generally going to want to get a sofa that's going to be large enough for your space, but comfortable for the whole family.
Okay.
You also want to make sure that the quality of the product is going to hold up. We want pieces that are timeless and classic and last. It's important to sit on something before you purchase it. Some people are taller and some people are not as tall, so the depth of a seat of the cushion, definitely you want to make sure that it is comfortable for you.
Yeah, so you kind of want to test drive it before you buy it, for sure.
Right. I have long legs, so I want a deep seat. But someone like my sister, she's shorter than I am, and her legs would dangle on something that's comfortable for me.
Sure.
So that's where pillows are great, because pillows you can pop behind you and give you a little bit more of a support. I'm a lounger. I like to stretch out.
Right.
So if you have a tall person in your family that is really going to want to lounge, you're going to want to make sure your sofa's long enough.
That makes sense. So let's talk about color and pattern.
Okay.
If you're buying something that's an investment piece, you don't want to get anything too trendy.
Right, and it's important to start maybe with a neutral balance, but not necessarily a solid. It could be a stripe, it could be a herringbone. I love herringbone patterns because it's got a little bit of a pattern going on, but then you can also accessorize it and it makes it a little bit more interesting. There are so many new fabrics out now, performance fabrics. Krypton, which is made here in this country, and it is a performance fabric. It's called stain-proof, basically. You spill chocolate milk and it just beads up on the fabric.
Wow.
So if you have pets, if you have children, you're going to want to look for that kind of fabric.
Let's say you want to redecorate a whole room. Where do you start?
I generally like to start with the rug,
Okay.
because that's going to be the biggest piece in the room. It's going to kind of give your launching pad. And I chose this rug for this particular project. If you can see, it's got some beautiful blues in there, a little bit of the cinnamon.
It's pretty.
It's got a little bit of the celadon greens. So now we talked about the herringbone sofa possibility. Here's a herringbone fabric for possibly the sofa. I love a velvet possibility.
Oh yeah, that's
for sofa.
nice.
It's very cozy. This is one of my favorite fabrics, of
Gosh,
course.
that's nice.
How it pulls in with the rug. You've got your cinnamons, you've got your blues.
That's beautiful.
And
And if you wanted to go with a little more of a blue palette and a little more dramatic one, this over here is really nice as well.
I love this. This is a beautiful fabric. It's got a little bit of a shimmer to it. Do you see that? But it's got all your colors that are part of the rug. You could always do a fun leather sofa.
Nice.
Great, great warm colors. This fabric would be beautiful for pillows or a club chair or ottoman. I mean, it can go anywhere, and it looks great with our rug as well.
So you're mixing patterns, you're mixing all kinds of colors, but your base is the rug, and that's where you start.
Right, and it's fairly neutral. It's it's a very faded, almost vintage flair.
Yeah, it's really
So
pretty.
it's going to be timeless.
I love it. Do you do in-home consultations?
Absolutely.
That would be really helpful, I would think.
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much for showing us all
I
these great
appreciate
things.
you coming in.
Beautiful things in this store. You'll find Margie's Chair and Chair Alike on Bandywood Drive in the Green Hills area. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Meryl.